Don't worry, this is not just for you. This is how we start every show.
Oh, I know.
I didn't over Greek it.
I mean, this is for me though.
That's for you, yeah. The travel.
It's usually Amsterdam.
Yeah, I do love Amsterdam. Actually, I could. This is the corniest I ever feel is when I'm like I could live in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
but that's everyone has their European
have you been to
city.
Iceland? This is a different thing. Have you been to Iceland? Iceland, it's become like such a cliche, but then when you go, you're like, this is kind of fab.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
I don't think I'd like it.
I booked. I mean, I did it when I was like 22, but I booked literally, I think it was an Airbnb experience where you rode an Icelandic pony to a hot springs.
Oh, wow.
And I was like rolling my eyes.
Tale shit.
I got on that pony. I said, this is the best day of my life.
Of course. Something about Iceland, and look, this is complete conjecture. I said the same shit about London. I was like, fuck London.
Yeah.
It sucks, fuck the British. They're stuck up. And then you go to London, it's the most beautiful. It's like New York plus history. All the shit I hated, fuck the royal family. And then the gardens are beautiful. The palaces are actually that fucking sick. And you're like, this is like if New York was a city from the 1500s.
I know. It's nice to remember that America has no history. And
None whatsoever.
Just like nothing. Like people are like, have you been to the Odeon?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's just the one place, I don't know. Okay, the one place I did feel did not live up to the hype for me was Mexico City. I hate to say it. And this is, I want to say,
Eurocentrism.
this is completely, it's completely my fault because I'm sure all my recommendations were like from gay guys that work in fashion that were like, you got to go to this vintage store that has like vintage concert tees. And then I'm going and I'm like, why is this just like Brooklyn? Mexico City fucking sucks.
Right,
and it's well, yeah, because I'm getting my recommendations from like Condé Nast Traveler.
Of course.
But that I was like desperate for something else. But of course, all I had were spreadsheets from gay guys.
Yeah, that's tough. You gotta have some fat guys.
Yeah.
You gotta have some some
also some Mexicans.
Mexicans, of
I
course.
think that's the big
that's
one.
huge. Yeah. Fat Mexicans would be really great. They're real. The food. I really want to go to Mexico City.
Have you never been?
Never been. That's definitely on the list.
I mean, the food is amazing. Obviously, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't come here and be like tacos fucking suck.
Of course. No, I mean, I don't know. For me, the Icelandic thing is like. The food is big, obviously. For me, the cuisine is going to be so big, and it's like it's all gelatinous and reindeer meat. Yeah, whale and shit like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it does feel like you're on the edge of like fairy tale living, where it's all reindeer, whale, and like the pony, and seeing the fucking northern lights and in a hot springs. Like you're kind of close to, very whimsical shit. But I don't know. There's just I don't like the cold that much. But again, maybe I'm just. I should go. I should actually go.
I think it's like maybe we're too old to appreciate it now. I went like by myself, stayed in a hostel,
right,
and was like so like enamored with. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this by myself, like with money that I made.
Right,
and
right.
And I had my birthday there, and I literally met people at the pony retreat, and then we like all got dinner together that night, and it was like other like kids that were like 20 years old.
I mean, that's literally the most 21-year-old shit I can possibly imagine.
Yeah,
to me, that's a punishment. Having to do that now,
completely.
Having to do with something where like somebody sets up the activity, and then I have to make small talk and befriend those around me, complete strangers, and then get dinner with them is like that's like
also
the Great Escape or what's the CBS travel show, the Amazing Race.
Amazing Race. Yeah.
It feels like
now if I'm trying to plan a trip. I basically don't travel anymore because I try to plan a trip. I'm way too picky. Yeah. I start like making a spreadsheet and then I'm like, well, I don't follow through. I'm not going to do this. I've canceled a trip to Japan like 3 times. I'm like, I'm not going to, I can't go there and not do the number one thing.
Of course.
I'd rather go to a restaurant in New York.
Yeah. Japan's fucking sick too. But I do. I have that little itch to be a world traveler for sure.
No, I do too. And I'm very jealous of people for whom it's effortless. Yeah. And it's like their hobby is travel, which is something I used to make fun of, like people on like dating apps being like hobbies travel. It's like, okay, well, so you are rich,
you're going on vacation, you have all the money to do it. Yeah,
but I'm kind of like, I wish it came effortlessly to me.
I know,
but also I don't know if you feel this way, but it's like, well, if I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna go to Greece because that's
exactly my issue too. I mean, that's why I never did that 20s shit because I was like, I have no money. I will, if I get the ticket, everything is paid for in Greece. I eat from my aunt. Yeah. Like I crash with my godmother on the island. Like if I can pay for ferry boats and tickets. And so now that I have fucking money, I'm like, let me go do some other shit. But even then, like this year, I did, I went to Venice and then I went to Amsterdam. And then I actually did for a moment. I think for a moment I was like, wait, I have become one of those people that travel is effortless for because of how much touring I've done.
Yeah.
But it was like, I was in Venice, Amsterdam, London,
for
Athens.
Work or just?
Most of it was work. Yeah. And then I had a weird gap. And my plan was, I had a gap between London and Ireland. I was like, I'm going to go to Ireland. I'm going to go look at the bogs and all that type of shit. And I was like, what the fuck? No, I'm not. I'm going to Greece. Yeah. My friend is there. I'm going to his family's. His family had a house 45 minutes from the airport in Lavrio, which, it's not some island, but compared to every beach in America, it's the most beautiful beach you've ever seen in your fucking life.
This is like, I become like fully nationalistic when 100%. People talk about beach. Like,
dude, when it comes to beaches, absolutely, completely aligned.
I was, I don't want to say forced because I had a lovely time with my dear, same-sex husband. Right. He wanted to go to Italy, and I was like, all right, well, we've gone to Greece the last 3 summers. We've gone to Greece the last 3 summers. Of course, I will.
He's Italian.
Go to Italy.
No, he just wants to go to Italy.
He's Jewish. He's just likes Italy, wants to go to Italy.
Of course.
And the way it took everything in me not to start a fight every single day. Being like, you seeing this? Are we seeing this, folks? What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Oh, we're in shittier Greece with worse food.
And more expensive?
More expensive. I can get better pasta in New York. I can't get better Greek food in New York. I can get passable Greek food in New York, but I can't get every shitty restaurant in Greece. It's the same way with their beaches. Whatever restaurant is better than every Greek restaurant, even a fucking 5-star one in America, a random beach shack restaurant. I mean, it's the best.
It's actually something that pissed me off is as my parents are getting older, they like going to like the taverna like reminds them of their childhood and before they were more comfortable and whatever. And so they have a craving to do more fancy things. And it makes me so upset because I'm like, I don't want to go to Greece to try the new Thai place.
Dude, that's a big problem for me too. My relatives are like that too. And I think this is also an immigrant thing too, right? Where it's like, what you like is there's a frozen in time Greece completely. That I like from when we were kids, when it's like, this is what it means to visit. And like, I'm getting sushi in Athens. Are you out of your fucking mind? No. I'm not doing that. Give me fucking lamb chops.
If anything, my idea of Greece is that of a tourist. Like,
100%.
I'm literally like, I'm gonna get a tattoo of an evil eye. Like that's what I'm like. I want to go to the island, go to the Hora, and go to just the tourist shops and be like, look, I have a little evil eye bracelet. Yeah. This is, I don't like. I actually have very little connection, and I grew up in Greece, like half of my life. Like I went to high school there,
right.
And at this point, I have basically no connection to authentic Greece, and I just crave like. I'm saving Instagram influencers being like best tavernas in Tinos.
That's really fascinating because you do have that you actually were born and raised there.
It was half and half. So I spent my early childhood there, then I lived here for like 7 years, and then I moved back for high school. So I lived there like 13 to 18, went to a Greek-speaking high school,
right.
Greek-speaking house. My sisters are younger than me. They like were even younger when we moved back. So for them, they like really grew up in Greece. Gotcha. I'm by far the most American of my family, but I still feel like
totally.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting, but that is because you actually, your family is literally there.
Yes, they're there.
Which is very interesting because for me, it totally is a time capsule thing. Like even when the Fredo espresso came around, and I was like, everyone makes fun of you for drinking a frappe. A frappe is like what a fucking hillbilly drinks.
Totally.
It's like, it's just really funny. And then you meet, you meet Greek people. Like I've been trying to, because we're coming at it from different points where I completely grew up here, but I realized it really mattered. Greece really matters to me. And I want to have my own connection that's not my dumb family. And I realized I actually love Greece. The things I hated was just being around my family, So when I went to Greece and I tried to make Greek friends, and then you realize like all this shit, even this, I mean, obviously it's ironic to some extent. It's mostly ironic.
You know what though? Do Greek people have a sense of irony?
I don't know that we do.
This is something that like,
I don't know that we do.
I actually really, struggle with.
Yeah.
Is like sometimes I'm like, my sense of humor is fundamentally different than
Absolutely.
like Greek born and raised people I went to high school with. Like I was not seen as funny in high school. I didn't know how to like my sense of humor is so American and specifically like, you know, almost like New Yorky or something.
Of course.
And
coastal elite,
Jewish.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Have you seen like Greek stand up or Greek Theoris? What are they called? Like there are these like one man shows that people do.
Totally.
It's so completely outside of like anything I consider.
It's really down the middle. No, like, and it's like trading on stereotypes and just the most. And there is like a artsy faction, right?
There is.
Because here's the other thing I think we do. Another thing I realized what it means to be Greek is much more complicated than what I realized because my family's fucking low class. You know what I mean? Like my family does laugh at dumb bullshit. And I have that, don't get me wrong, that's a huge part of my sense of humor, no doubt. But the distinctions in class were something I realized too, where it was like, you know, you're from an educated family, like we're just becoming friends. And I was like, oh, like you and then my best friend from college where I would met his family and they were all white collar. And I was like, I didn't even know this was Greek people like this exist. Like I was like, I thought we're all fucking dumb. And you know, my family was white collar, but it was like worked at a bank, did the books at somebody who sold fucking sheaths of fucking materials in you know, the central whatever. What's the little market, you know, by the Acropolis?
Plaka.
Yeah, but Plaka, like they sold like...
Or Monastiraki.
Monastiraki. They would just sell like... She just worked at, you know, very barely above blue collar.
Sure.
But their sensibilities were very fucking vulgar and like what... And it was just very funny to me to realize like what I think of as Greek flag, like being a guy who like wears the Greek flag and has this shit is like being a MAGA guy.
Totally.
It's like being and it's
like being a soccer hooligan. Of course, the UK.
It's like being it's like having the fun. It's even it's like the fucking Confederate flag, really.
Yeah.
Like no cool Greek person would be patriotic in this way. And again, there is definitely a sense of irony for me too. Like I think it's fucking stupid because my friends here who do that shit for real are basically those guys, and there's a little making fun of it, but to just realize you are fundamentally uncool and an American and seen as a poser American wannabe, even by people who like you, right? Completely. Who like you as a human being, but they're like, this part of your personality is pathetic. It's like something I was like struggling with.
Okay, two things. Yes. When we first moved here, we lived in New Jersey, and I felt we were like part of a Greek church community, but everyone else was like sort of like first gen, second gen, similar to your like immigration, you know, story.
Yeah.
And then we had moved when I was like a kid, and my family and I felt very different because I was like, well, it's like the other kids would be like, I'm learning Greek in Greek school, and I'd be like, well, I'm learning English. Like I'm in an ESL program, and I'm the only white person in the ESL program.
Right.
So in that sense, I felt like, I don't want to say inferior, but like an outsider in terms of like the American kids. But then I would sometimes see in my parents almost a sense of superiority with the Greek Americans because they'd be like, well, we came here to study.
It's kind of like how Africans from Africa look at black people in America.
It's exactly. I mean, not exactly, but it is very
There's a similar thing like a Nigeria, like, because I went to UMBC where it was like well-off African kids would come over here and they would be like, they would say some wild shit about American black people. And it's like, obviously it's much less complicated, but there is that like, we're coming here to go to fucking to go to grad school. You know what I mean?
The idea of like a Greek. I remember when Big Fat Greek Wedding came out. Like my parents were like humiliated by it, and then, but then we like sort of reclaimed it in our household, and it became like a.
We took a bus that our church organized to see it. It was like, we were like, we're on screen, baby.
I actually, so I saw it in Greece at an outdoor theater.
By the way, one of the best things Greece does,
literally,
outdoor shitty green chairs, shitty green plastic chairs, outdoor cinema, the best.
There is. Do you know that Greek song "Καθαρινά Cinema"? It's like a sort of a ballad, kind of, and it's like about being nostalgic for your youth. And it's like back when we used to go to the open air cinemas as kids. That song literally makes me bawl. Yeah, I will like listen to it on Spotify. But
just ripping a vape. That's how I watched Dunkirk. Vape, high as fuck.
I'm chain smoking.
Of course.
Carella lights.
Yeah.
No, literally, just being in an open air theater like makes me want to cry. Like it awesome. Is. So anyway, I saw it in Greece. In one of those theaters, and we were the only people laughing because we were the only ones who could recognize the like Greek American stereotypes they were making fun of, and everyone else in Greece was like, "Oh God, this is like horrible that they're portraying us like this, like as though we're Albanian." Hey.
You came up big. Eric Adams is fucking all over fucking Albania, Eldest.
Well, you know, he's going to.
He met with Edie Rama, dude. He was in there.
I know. I got you. I always liked that guy. I was like that former cop turned mayor.
Eldest is gonna write him in. You're gonna write him in instead of Zoran. Or I guess you already did. Oh fuck! A world where Cuomo won. Anyway, this is happening right now as we're being released.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Let's not say too much.
Yeah. But we should say what just did come out or is about to come out. Your special.
Yes.
Let's plug it before we go. We really dive down the Greek rabbit hole. If anyone is still listening, it's like literally like 8 Greek guys who are like,
No, by the way, I'm desperate for this because one time I looked at the stats for Stradiolab and I was like, okay, obviously the top countries are like US, UK, Australia, whatever. I was like, surely some people in Greece are listening. Like there's some, even if it's expats, even whatever. Like when I tell you it's under Pakistan, it's crazy. I'm like, so no one? And this also goes into my defensive thing about like Greeks not having a sense of humor. I'm like, so you don't like I'm talking about.
They have not gotten to 2 gay guys just dissecting pop culture. We're 30 years away from straight.
First of all, we're dissecting straight culture.
I'm sorry, straight culture.
You're thinking of Las Culturistas.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, forget about it. Las Culturistas is maybe in like 100 years.
And when they get Jennifer Aniston.
You're right. You guys will be first.
Wait. Okay. Yes. It's called George Civeris, A Sense of Urgency.
Love it.
And it's out on Apple and Amazon and wherever else.
I love it. Yeah. Go check it out. George Civeris, A Sense of Urgency.
Yeah. What do you think of that title?
I
Just
like
with
it.
No context.
I actually like it.
I like it too.
I really
obviously.
like it.
But when it was one of those things, I thought it was like just like a fun, I don't know, like
titles
sort
are very
of campy
hard.
title.
Titles are hard.
And then everyone I told was like, so what's option number 2?
Wow, really? Because I immediately liked it.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
See that you have taste.
A sense
you
of
don't
urgency.
have that sense of irony that Greek
That's
people
right.
lack.
Yeah, exactly. It is because I also think it is good, kind of in a vacuum, but it also is funny to name it A Sense of Urgency. It's a fucking what's comedy. There's nothing less urgent than a stand-up special.
Right.
There's nothing less important to the world, even though we're in a moment where weirdly
that's the other thing.
Exactly.
Is like, the idea that like
this
it could ever make a difference.
Of course.
Or it is important.
Of course. So go watch that. You got a lot of Greek stuff on there.
There is some Greek stuff.
Interesting.
I would say it's like when I was mapping out the material, the sections are tech. I talk about tech because I like used to work in tech and I have a whole section about Mark Zuckerberg. The sections are tech, gay,
right,
straight.
Oh wow,
Greece,
yeah,
Trump. So if any of that appeals to
That's good.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. I do love those. I do love that striation. Zuckerberg is a fascinating guy. I mean, I have some stuff about our ruling class right now that I'm working on too, but I can't even imagine. What did you do in tech? What were you?
I worked at Facebook.
You did?
Yes.
Tell me you got some stock.
Not only did I not get stock.
Oh, no.
No, you don't understand. Like, I'm the only person who lived in San Francisco in 2015 that made no money. I was there for a full calendar year. I was a contractor.
Oh my!
And I was paid hourly.
The guy who did the fucking murals got $1 billion.
I literally, part of my job, because I worked in like the sort of PR department, part of my job was literally like writing stuff about the mural guy, being like, we have amazing murals and you can meet the artist. I was a contractor for a year, which by the way, later on, there was some sort of like labor something or other where they like stopped using contractors as much and people did get more
Of course.
equity. But that was before
you.
after my time.
Yeah.
So I was a contractor.
You're the guy who got trampled in the mines.
Yeah.
Before you, that led to them being like, hey, maybe we should.
I can't even.
Brutal.
There was as a contractor, you did get access to most of the perks. Like I got food and I got snacks, and I took the shuttle that people were protesting and all that stuff. But there were some things I couldn't get access to, and they were the rock climbing wall. They were at the time the spa. I if I wanted to use that, I would have to pay extra, and healthcare.
Oh my god!
So I had to. It was like a separate healthcare marketplace.
Brutal, dude.
So yeah, I was there for a year. It was honestly like one of the craziest experiences of my life, because it was during the peak of. It was very formative. It was right after college, and it was during the peak of like perks, everything that then they like. Sort of, Mark Zuckerberg's like going into the men's bathroom, taking out the tampons or whatever. Like everything that they then said, like, never mind to, that was peak when it was happening. Like it was like tech was just like, this is 20, I would say like 14 to 15.
Yeah, because I
Pre-Trump.
I had a really shitty writing job 2015, maybe even end of 2016. And it was like a .com. It was like a company who, I think I've talked about it before, where the whole reason it exists, they were like they were sold ads, and they got tired of having to buy ad space, so they were like, why don't we just make our own content?
Yeah, and
they just like hired, like they had a guy who had an improv class, and he got to run a comedy website, and I went, and Tom Papa, comedian Tom Papa, who I used to open for, went to high school with the CEO, and that's how I got the writing job. The way they staffed this place was people that went to improv class with one of the guys who sold ads, and if you knew the comedian who went to high school with the CEO, and so I got access to one of the. It was couldn't be more Times Square.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you get off on the Times Square stop, right there by those just all the like shitty. Fast casual lunch play. I mean, it was a nightmare, but it was also like, wow, I'm working in Times Square. I'm writing comedy in Times Square. But it was like, snacks, cereals. There's a catered lunch, and it was like, for this?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like,
we were nothing.
We lived through that. Yeah, like sometimes there is a part of me that's like, wow, it's like how people that worked in Wall Street in the 90s or like the 80s lived through like the Coke years.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about having chickpea-based snacks, like unlimited chickpea-based snacks and kombucha.
More
kombucha
popcorners than you could ever dream of. Yeah, and
just
the kombucha on tap.
Kombucha on tap, matcha. Like now when people, it's like matcha is like a joke now or something. I'm like, you don't know what it was like.
Sure. Well, now it's become a thing where it's, I guess they've lumped it. It's part of the performative male.
Oh, is that true?
Oeuvre, yeah, where it's like along with, little dangly ear, like kind of like listening to Phoebe Bridgers. It's just like a guy who does all this shit is like, kind of, I guess not even queer baiting, like bi baiting.
Yeah, that's why guys need to be violent and dress poorly.
Right, yeah. Exactly. We got to get back to that. But yeah, that was, and you were only there for 1 year.
I was there for 1 year. I also, this is, there might be like one person who's like, what, when I say this, like in the entire world. But when I was in college, I spent a summer interning at this startup that I will say the name in a second, but it became kind of infamous in Silicon Valley because it was written about in Valleywag, which was the Gawker tech blog. So they raised the largest like first round seed funding in history. Richard Branson was an investor. And then it was this like historic failure. Like it just could never deliver a product. And there was a photo of the CEO leaked. He was like 19 at the time. And he had gotten all this cash and was just like holding it like that, like holding it in front of his face like that, bragging that he had all this cash. So anyway, the company was called Klinkle, which is so like of that era, like someone being like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and name it Klinkle.
Remove a vowel.
Richard Branson's like, I'm in.
Yeah,
like
Klinkle.
Yeah,
interesting.
So
what was it supposed to be doing?
It was supposed to be doing pre-Venmo like mobile payments. So it was supposed to be like redefining.
So not a bad idea.
No,
actually,
someone did end up doing that.
Wow, Klink.
Yeah.
Hey, can you Klinkle me that?
Literally, yes.
Can you Klinkle me $40?
So
We'd be saying Klinkle. That's why it didn't work. Venmo does sound
Venmo
good.
does sound, although you never know. It's like Google sounds stupid, and then that worked. Like,
Clinkle, I don't know, man.
And we had they printed out before the company launched bumper stickers that just said Clinkle, and then under that something big is coming. No other context.
Yeah,
so anyway, that it was supposed to be Venmo, and then I think what it ended up being is literally like like points to get $1 off of your Starbucks order.
Oh wow! It was like like a coupon.
Yeah,
basically like a coupon service or like a loyalty program that people could.
Yeah. But I mean, we're talking they raised like like you can go look it up. Like it was like, but I have a memory of one time going into some meeting. I was like there for one summer and once again had no equity and was paid by the hour.
Sure.
Sort of my trademark. And I'm actually currently doing that in comedy, if you think about it. And so one time I went into some like room where someone was, they were brainstorming something and he was writing on a whiteboard, like luxury, taste, community, connectivity. And I'm not exaggerating. It was just buzzwords. Yeah. And I said something like, it's funny, guys, like if someone walked in, they'd think this was like a parody. This was like a sketch about tech or something. And everyone looked at me completely blankly. And the guy writing it was like, what do you mean? I was like, this is crazy. Like we can still take it seriously, but understand that it's like silly to write connection on a whiteboard.
Yeah. Results.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. I have to do something even stupider than this. That's less stupid, but will make way less money.
Totally.
Yeah, that world absolutely drives me fucking insane. And even just as a guy who decided to stop learning in his 20s, like I've stopped understanding how things work. Yeah. But when you hear that, like, not all of those companies are purely speculative. It's all investor. It's all fake.
Yeah.
They don't want. Not only do they not make a profit, but it's also almost like bad to be profitable, because then once you start making a profit, you have to keep making more, and it's the whole business. And I mean, that's why I think AI is definitely going to fail. It's like this is being completely propped up by guys like Richard Branson, just super rich guys who are like, no, this is the next big thing, and it's like, is it? What the fuck is it going to do?
No, it's actually enough to make you, and this almost happened to me. It's like it makes you pro capitalism, because you're like, I actually would prefer if the normal rules of capitalism just worked,
actual capitalism,
and it was like supply and demand.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is like you're living in a completely fake world, and yet you are somehow taking all the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
well, it's just a system. It's a system where they're like, it's almost like it's just rich guys get to bet.
Yeah.
And the whole economy is like a game of dice where they're like, "Oh, I think it's going to be Clinkle. Well, I think it's going to be fucking,
Honestly,
Groupon."
That's why I'm like, at least the Theranos lady like made a machine.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of like,
I respect her way more than venture capitalists.
Like maybe if she had a few more years, she could have gotten it right.
Yeah. Just a drop.
Yeah,
I love that too, because it's like, she's not wrong. Everything we're seeing now is nerds stealing concepts from science fiction.
Completely.
She's like, oh yeah, it's a drop of blood and it tells you everything.
Literally,
like from movies.
Her biggest mistake literally was not just making an app. She wouldn't have made as much money, but like there was some part of her, even if it was small, that like legitimately wanted to help people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's like a saint, of course, but like I do think some part of her was like, this will make the world a better place. Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
You have to be fully mercenary, just like a completely cynical, just like bloodthirsty demon.
Of course. Yeah. And I mean, drop of blood. You're right. Drop of blood to tell people their health is like, it's in the same ballpark as like the computer that knows everything, and you tell it everything and it solves all your problems. It's like, they're both not real. Totally. Like that's the thing. AI is just as effective as Theranos. It's like in terms of saying what it can actually, like what it's actually doing. What it's doing now is just like people are just using it to, okay, Martin Luther King is rapping Chief Keef. And it's like, is that really gonna change the fucking world? It's just like, it's fucking crazy. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, I do feel bad for that lady because she was following the same logic. She just did a thing that in theory could have helped people.
Right. It's also like, obviously it is her fault for lying, but it's like, it's also the system's fault for propping her up. It's like, so no one no one rang the alarms.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, because what happens is, and I think this happens with all these companies, everyone knows it's bullshit, but they're like, well, I'm just diversifying my portfolio.
Totally.
Like, sure, I'll invest a little bit in this because everything has like a 1% chance of succeeding, so it might as well. So the system is like, the system is working like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, even if it doesn't work, maybe I'll cash out before.
Right, exactly.
I'll find a time where it's like just at its highest, and then I'll fucking cash out. But, you know, it would be, I know what you mean, where you're like, how about just a business is good?
Yeah, but you can't get
and you
rich
live off the profits.
Exactly, yeah.
Is that crazy?
That's what I mean. And honestly, I think that's built into that is almost preventing the billionaire class, because somehow
100%.
I'm not saying, literally the argument I'm making is let the invisible hand of the market handle it. I promise that's not exactly what I'm saying. I do think there should be regulation,
Right.
But I'm like, okay, start a corner store, see where it goes.
Totally. Yeah.
Maybe it'll do well.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'll shut down and it won't be like a huge disaster and people die.
And then, like, yeah, we just, when it gets too big, you're not allowed to, we just have antitrust laws.
Yeah, we have just regulation.
And that's it. And it's great. And maybe you make $100 million instead of $4 billion. Is that crazy? You can't live off $100 million? It is fucking nuts, but you know, whatever. Who gives a fuck? We're not gonna solve it. That's going back to Greece. That's what's beautiful about it, is that like that also makes me feel like money is so fake, because I'd rather be in Greece than America. An average person, the economy was decimated for 20 years, a generation.
Yeah.
And the quality of life is better. Like, to a person, sure, they have less shit, but it's like, I don't know, man, the vibes are nice. You go, you hang out, everyone's poor, but who really gives a fuck? And as opposed to here, where it's like, yeah, I don't know, you have more money, I guess.
People get shocked when I describe like the amount of travel we did growing up, or that my friends did, or people that had less money than us did, or whatever. It sounds like everyone was insanely wealthy. It's like, no, actually, the ferry to, you know, an island is like $20.
Totally.
And then you go there and you're at one of the most beautiful beaches in the history of the world.
It's a public beach. And yeah, you buy 4 fucking beach chairs and an umbrella.
Yes.
And you get to go on a world-class vacation. I know, dude. And just hanging, the culture of hanging out is so beautiful. Having coffee for 3 hours.
But you know what? I've already become too American. I was actually back this summer and I found myself just being like, where is the waitress? Like, it's time to pay. I'm done with my coffee.
That's
like,
so
this
funny.
is so humiliating. Like, I grew up having, especially when I was in high school in Greece, I mean, you'd have so many, I think we maybe talked about this when you were on Straight Lab, but you have so many, you have like 5 coffees in a row with no plans afterwards.
None.
You are just getting wired for no reason, talking to your friends, who, by the way, are not even that interesting. Because that's the other thing with talking to Greek people, myself included, when I'm there, is like the conversations are not fascinating.
Did you go for a swim?
Literally. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
so
did.
yeah, we're going to wait for the sun to go down a little bit because then it's
a little hot today.
And the wind today is weird. Like, you see
Love
that
talking
the
about the
ferry
wind.
coming in, it's going to be windy.
Yeah.
So you should prepare for that. Did you hear it's northern winds today? So we should go to the other side of the island if we're going to go at all.
Oh, Lefteris got good pork today.
Yeah. Oh,
you should have the Kodosuvli today.
7 p.m. Time for lunch. It's 7 p.m. And then let's take a nap. And then around 2 a.m. we can sort of start thinking about dinner.
It's fucking rules, though.
Yeah, it's honestly amazing. But as I was saying, I think you have a natural work ethic that I don't as much.
Interesting.
I think because I'm very affected by my surroundings, and that's why I need to be in New York, because if everyone's working hard, then I will work hard.
Right.
But like, I know what it would look like if I lived in Greece, and I had this great uncle that would like a great uncle, not like an amazing uncle.
Yeah.
And his party trick was that he would have a cigarette that he was able to flip as it was lit inside his mouth.
Sick.
And then flip it back out.
Awesome.
And everyone in my family was like, don't end up like Tassos. Like, he's like the one, he like never left the village, and like, and you know, didn't, you know, he thinks he's a writer, but like, you know,
right.
And I know that's what I would be like if I was in Greece. Like, I need to be here and be like constantly jealous of my friends.
Right. See, we're totally Benjamin Buttoning in terms of our Greekness.
Yeah,
where it's like,
totally.
you started here and I started here, and we're kind of in the middle, and I'm trying to get Greeker, bro. I'm trying to work less.
Yeah, but no, you're working very hard though.
To eventually end up on an island forever.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I need to just amass a little more. And also, you know how the other thing is, like, the bar for being famous in Greece, for being the most famous Greek person, is pretty low.
That's
so
true.
If I work a couple more years, right?
You could go and host Eurovision.
Dude, exactly.
You could host the Eurovision, like the local Eurovision coverage.
Dude.
And be like, so this song means a lot to her because her father died.
Yeah.
And then it's amazing.
I'm waltzing into hosting.
Yeah.
I'm waltzing into just
you could host
easy,
like Greece's Got Talent.
Dude,
Fame
Greek
Story,
Family Feud.
Greek Family Feud.
I need that, dude. I kind of actually, you know what? That's actually my dream, is host American Family Feud. That's my true, like, Steve Harvey's job now.
You'd be very good at that.
I think that's what I was meant to do. I think that's exactly what I was born. And like as a retirement gig,
they should have given you After Midnight. I'm not kidding.
I would have loved to do that. That would have been awesome. But yes, maybe a life where I spend half my time here,
definitely
doing Family Feud, and then half my time doing Greek Family Feud. You know?
Yes. Similarly, it's or like making enough money here, but then spending 5 months in Greece, like sort of writing, like being like, oh, yeah, I'm also like I do one book of essays like every year, and it's like David Sedaris level. Like my sisters said the craziest thing.
Dude, that actually is so on the money, because that was before I really knew what I wanted to do in like comedy entertainment, I used to love personal essays.
Oh my God,
I was like, I'm going to be one of these guys. I'm going to be writing essay. I'm going to be a writer even before. And then I really do. I really am much better in front of a crowd. Like as much as I like writing because it gives you a little bit of the feeling of being on stage just at a computer.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a magic trick to get that adrenaline when you're like, oh, I'm fucking actually doing it. That you're chasing that, but nothing. For me, nothing beats fucking.
I completely agree. And it also ruins you for life because nothing makes you feel that way. Nothing else makes you feel that way.
Totally.
In the moment.
Totally. And then even when you're like, oh, I can't believe I have to go back on the road. The second I do it, I'm like,
I know.
I should do this all the time.
Well, yeah. Imagine
what am I doing other bullshit for?
Imagine if you sat down to write and then like a few seconds in, everyone like erupted and
it was like, nice.
And applause and laughter.
Good metaphor.
Just like you look out the window, everyone's like, woo!
You're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. But, we'll see. I do definitely, it is funny. The work ethic thing is interesting because I know it's objectively true, but I really see myself as a lazy person, and I want to get back to it.
Well, what you're doing is you have a drag persona that is a lazy person. You're literally a drag queen. You're like a really hardworking drag queen that like wakes up every day and you're like, all right, time to put on the costume, like Hawaiian shirt and shorts, and oh, I'm your crazy uncle. And then you get paid $1 million.
Damn, you got my ass, dude. That is exactly it. Yeah.
I also have an insecurity about being lazy because I grew up with very high achieving parents. So both of them like grew up in Greece, like sort of like lower middle class, whatever. And both of them were number one in their class in college in Greece, like in Polytechnion, the engineering school. And then both were able to come here for their PhDs, like on scholarship, whatever.
Holy shit.
And they met here. They met at like a Greek student mixer when they were at their PhD. So it was very much like we're both psychotically type A engineers, and we're joining forces and we're gonna raise like turbo robot kids. And then I came out and was like, I kind of love like Woody Allen movies. Like I love a dramedy.
Right.
And
right.
And I love kind of like works of fiction that are not really plot heavy,
right?
And they were like,
vibes. Even your fiction, they don't respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just have this like I heard. By the way, I was a good student. I just wasn't like I was like number 4.
Right.
I went to a good college. Like I did everything right, but I was never like the star student.
Of course.
And so much growing up, I heard like, your fatal flaw is that you're lazy. Like if only you worked harder. I was in middle school. I was on the swim team, and my dad was like, "Of course, your best stroke is backstroke because you're lying down on your back."
That's fucking nuts, dude. And what about your siblings?
They're very high achieving. Yeah.
They are, okay.
One is in medical school and one works in finance, and they're both.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You are the oldest. So okay.
I do think there was more pressure on me, and I felt the need to rebel against it. Whereas my sisters were actually given more leeway, and then I think they naturally, neither of them felt pressured to do the thing they did, and they just like naturally did. Yeah.
They probably you guys would have been better off if they shuffled it a little bit.
Yeah.
Put one of them first. You would have been a great baby of the family.
I know.
You know, but unfortunately.
I mean, my youngest sister was basically not even like, because we moved back to Greece when she was like 5. And there was so much attention on me and my other sister because we were like, had to get used to the new school and all this stuff. So the little one just like had no attention. She literally taught herself to read. No one taught her to read. And she would like go to my mom and be like, look, I like can read this phrase. And she'd be like, oh, like, all right. Like, and she's of course the most, I don't want to say the most, they're both very successful, but she's the one that like on her, like is in medical school, is like getting all these internships, is so always number one, always high achieving.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because my family, I naturally had, I don't think they were ever, I'm realizing in hindsight that the pressure was all self.
Yeah.
Like there was a little bit of the Greek firstborn son shit of like, and they came here and my dad to this day claims he was dragged here kicking and screaming. Like to this day, he's like, your fucking mom made me come here. And there was a lot of like, I left my family for you. Yeah. You better fucking do good. But there was never like there's nothing to live up to, you know, in a weird way where it was like, my dad was fucking dumb as shit. You know what I mean? Like he was funny and like a charismatic guy. And I definitely got things from him. Yeah. But he was not he dropped out of fucking middle school to be a carpenter. And my mom, she was smart, but she she didn't really finish school. She went to like interior design. She was a good artist and she probably wanted to go to art school. And her parents they split the difference at interior decorating, which is like, oh, you can kind of get a job here. Nothing really came of it. And so I think it was just like, I'm realizing that there were moments where my mom was like, stop. It's really not this big a deal. Really? And I was like, I don't fucking... And you know what was really fucked up? It was actually... Greeks love the ranking system.
Oh, yeah.
And in Greek school, we had that thing, and I had to be fucking number one at that. And she was like... And I was like, I don't even care if I learn this. I just want to be number... Like, there was that fucked up thing where it wasn't even about knowledge. Because then when I got in regular school, in American school, they put me in all these fucking... I was just, I was smart in elementary school, and then I get to middle school, and I'm in like this gifted program in Baltimore City, where Baltimore City, what they do is they have a horrible public education system, but they cherry pick like 100 kids and give them truly world class. And a lot of my classmates were like, went to Harvard or like, medical school, like just crazy high achieving kids. And once I got in that class, I was like, oh. I'm not being the best here. And that's when I learned cheating. That's when I learned being the class clown.
Well, cheating is also classically Greek. Like
sure. In all forms.
Yeah.
No,
it's crazy. Like, do you know, have you heard the term skonaki? It's like it's like a little paper that has the answers or like whatever you want written that you need for the test that you hide somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was like leaving your house and being like keys, wallet, like, okay, and I have my thing that has all the answers that I need for this exam.
Yeah. My cheating apparatus, which is interesting.
That is something that I had to get used to in the US of like talking openly about cheating. And it actually worked on me because, like I said, I'm very affected by my surroundings. As soon as I got to college and I realized cheating was not a thing that happened here, I was like, well, I would never
plagiarize.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, I fucking loved cheating. And, I also love the concept. I've heard either we talked about it or I've just saw it on your podcast, how much it's your take on how straight people look at cheating as like the most...
Oh, like cheating in a relationship.
As in a relationship as being like the most mortal sin anyone...
Yeah, well, it's almost like a form of religion. Yeah, it's like, it's like, what did he do? He cheated. It's like he murdered.
Right. Whereas gay guys, it feels like a much lower sin.
Well, there's no such thing because it's a different framework.
Right.
If anything, I think when I hear like a gay relationship is closed, I'm like, is everyone okay? Like, I'm kind of like,
oh yeah, who's insecure? What are they working through here?
I was actually at it was like me and 4 other gay guys, and I was hosting, get this, a brunch at my apartment, and I was asking about this guy, this very like hot guy that everyone has a crush on. I was like, so what's his deal? Like, and someone was like, he and his boyfriend are closed, and everyone in the room was like, why? It was so funny. It was like saying, it's like learning someone is like a Mormon.
Right.
Like it's like learning someone is like part of it. It's like saying like they grew up in a cult.
Yeah. That's fucking beautiful, man. That's so fucking funny. And that's just, is that big city gay guys? Is that what do you think? Is that everywhere?
Yeah, it's funny. Sam and I have been, Sam, my co-host, and I have been, we just finished a little mini tour. We did like 10 cities. And Sam especially, in a really charming, wonderful way, loves to explore the local gay scene in every city. Yeah. And his thing, Sam loves bears. Like his thing is going to like a bear night at the Eagle or like whatever. And I've been thinking about this a lot, like how it compares. I guess they are major cities, so it's not quite answering your question. Sure. I do think when there are other gay guys available, they're on the table. Right. Like, I don't know if you're living in the middle of nowhere in rural Montana,
you're better
if you're open.
Right.
But I do think it's sort of part of a rich history,
of course,
too. But I will say what ends up happening a lot is, okay, so in a straight relationship, when do you know that a marriage is bad or something? It's like if you are no longer having sex and the husband is having an affair with his secretary.
Right, right. Classic.
So basically what happens is that exact thing can happen in a gay relationship, but it's all above water. So it's like many gay couples I know that have been together for a while are literally not having sex with one another.
Become roommates.
And yes, and both of them are openly fucking other people and it's not a big deal and they talk about it. But it would never occur to them to be like, wait a minute, this relationship is actually bad. Like, why haven't we had sex? It's not like the stereotype of like, you know, the wife like sighing sadly and the husband like jerking off after she goes to bed. Right. And so it's complicated because
part
in a weird
of the natural life cycle
but
of
then
a
they like
gay
don't
marriage.
even understand when they're unhappy because they're like, well, yeah, I can just go and fuck someone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's complicated.
Does there need to be some regulation?
I know.
You know, where it's like it's almost like you have to sort of like we need to tax corporate earnings over a certain percentage. Do you have to stop hooking up with guys after a certain amount of guys you fuck before you fuck your husband?
Well, when the natural deterrents are what? Shame, guilt, basically like Christian sins.
Sure.
So when you no longer have to deal with those, like the government has to step in.
Right.
Like if you're not operating, if you have no
10
natural
hookups.
barriers.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very fascinating because you're right. At the end of the day, I mean, then there is a value to just companionship after years and years.
That's true.
But at a certain point, is that just a very good friend who you should break up with and like, you know?
Yeah, and also what is like, if monogamy is taken out of it or whatever, how do you define the parameters of a relationship?
Right. Yeah.
But, you know,
it's very interesting.
Better than being straight.
Yeah. I mean, well, the nice thing about, and this ties back to Greek people in general, is like the straight solution classically, and this particular the European straight solution, just like, just be a gentleman and cheat.
Totally.
And cover your fucking tracks.
Yeah,
so everything looks good. You get a nut off every once in a while, but you still mostly fuck your wife. You don't, the mistress thing, that's French. That's too much.
Yes. Yeah, like being openly having a mistress and being like, he was spotted with his mistress.
Yeah. That's too much. The Greek thing is like, here's a waitress you fuck for 3 months. And then you give her, $3,000. You say, never contact me again. Come near my family, I'll kill you. And then you move on.
Well, it's very Sopranos, what you're describing.
Exactly. No, it doesn't have to get violent. But everything until then, I think, is a very classic.
Well, it's nice that Greek people don't have the follow through to get violent. It's like, kind of like the biggest difference between Italians and Greeks.
And that's so true. It's that laissez-faire attitude.
I would even say that's more broadly like Greek people, I actually tried to say this on stage once to silence, but I was like, Greek people are like Italians with no follow through. Yeah. Because it's the same impulses, but Italians will actually like build a successful global business.
Right.
Like they have like the cars, fashion, and the fashion industry. True. Like they have a lot. Other than Faye, there's no other global Greek company.
We are really resting on those laurels. That's interesting too, and that kind of, to some degree, is pissing me off. Yeah. That we can't do better than these fucking Italians.
I know. You know? I'm even
what
like,
is that about?
Even when you think about like why isn't
we
there?
Good there? Was that getting picked up? I heard the weird buzzing. Yeah, I think I am plugging my laptop. Okay, hopefully it's throughout the whole recording.
It didn't sound that bad.
Okay, that bad. Super producer El DeSula, everyone.
We'll clean it up.
Whatever, fuck you.
No, I'm like, why isn't the most famous olive oil brand Greek?
Crazy. You're so right.
Like,
well, is there one? But there should be, right?
Yeah.
The way there's a Greek yogurt, why isn't Greek olive oil, why isn't there a brand?
Why isn't there an Italy that's Greek that's in Union Square?
You're so fucking right. Holy shit.
Why?
Yeah.
It's just like,
that
why
does
isn't
piss
there a
me off.
Sopranos about Greek Americans?
I know. Why was there never and I was into, that was one of my like, I was really into like reading about the mafia for a while, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see who our guys were. And it was always like some guy who topped out at the middle. We could never be organized. It's like, and that's fine, but it just pissed me off that Italians are more organized.
You know
us.
what though? I'll say this, and this is honestly like, I genuinely feel this way. I think it's sort of a good thing because Greek people can never fully commit to one thing. And I actually think politically that's been good.
Yeah.
Because even when the country was veering towards the right wing, they could never fully go there.
Yeah.
And even when they were veering to the left wing, they could also never fully go.
Yeah,
There's something about how everything is embedded in a certain culture and a certain history that you sort of can't take any big risks.
Yeah.
Like Greece will sort of always still be the Greece we grew up with, just like a tiny bit different.
Yeah.
And that, as you're seeing like rising fascism everywhere, there is a part of me that's like, yeah, but that would never happen in Greece.
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
no one's actually gonna go that far, and that actually does make me proud.
Sure,
like I'm like,
sure.
oh, they sort of, there's a sense of, I have a bit
too chill
Yeah.
for any of that.
I have a bit in my special about how my mom's favorite ancient Greek saying is everything in moderation. She would always say that growing up, and I'm like, it is kind of true. Like, you sort of are not allowed to be too rich or too poor. Like there's a sort of safety net.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, it does evaporate when you come here. I just visited my family and I went to see my dad, and he hangs out in a classic Greek coffee shop, and it was just like 20 old guys hanging out outside. It was a beautiful night.
This is in Baltimore.
This is in Baltimore. In Baltimore. But they try and recreate.
Yeah.
And that's where you're really like, oh, it's like that meme of the like, and yet a trace of the original, like, and it's like the dino nuggets. It's like my dad and his friends who all grew up in Greece in the 60s and 70s, they're trying to recreate that. And it's to dinosaurs what dino nuggets are, you know what I mean?
No, you can't recreate that in Baltimore, unfortunately.
And, they're doing their best. They're watching Greek soccer. They're all talking about a culture that belongs only to them. It doesn't belong to Greek people. It belongs only to them. But I'm just talking to my dad and his friend, and I had, whatever. I'm just trying to put in some time, and I hear on the other side of the table a conversation where just some Greek guy is talking about MAGA, like immigration. It's not even other shit. It's immigration.
Oh yeah. By the way, this is another reason why I felt alienated by the Greek American community when we were in New Jersey, because they voted Republican and my parents voted Democrat.
Yeah.
This is during like Bush Gore era.
Sure.
And I was like, wait a minute, why do I feel like I have more in common with like, I don't know, the sort of like Italian or Jewish kids in my school than I do with the Greek
100%. And this guy is making this fucking argument about like immigration, whatever. And I was just like, and I was literally like, none of what you're saying is true. Like I just had to, I was like, you're not, everything you're saying is literally false.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how it's good that they're snatching people up. And I was like, you got to have due process. And then he was like, well, these illegals need to get out. I was like, you don't know anyone who came, you don't know any Greek people that came illegal? I was like, we're immigrants. And he was like, well, I came here the right way. I was like, you don't know anybody? And he was like, no. I was like, you don't know anyone who came in through Canada and stayed? And he was like, no. And the guy he was talking to was like, I did. Literally, the guy in front of him is a former illegal immigrant. And it's just like something does happen to people, to Greek people here, where they do lose that sense of being so chill that we just kind of,
And I actually think the attention to family in Greece can be good, obviously, but it's also actually, it prevents solidarity with a wider community.
That's interesting.
I genuinely think this. Like, and I was raised in this way where my parents, like, family was everything to us. And if an aunt or an uncle needed help, whatever, I was raised by my grandmothers, whatever. But there isn't this attention to a wider community that you're a part of. Like, there isn't like solidarity with people that are similar to you or something.
You're right. It might extend to your neighbors.
Exactly.
There's a really close knit to your block, literally your block.
Yeah.
But to the people that you are in the same, other strata, that's a great point.
Also, honestly, like more literally, like leftist language has a bad reputation in Greece. And like you can't go around talking about solidarity because of like the history of communism in Greece. Like it's complicated.
But at least the really annoying thing about America is that that's true of communism here, but it's not true of fascism here.
That's true.
Like the right does not have that. At least in Greece, it is where because our modern history is communist versus fascist. They fought a civil war, whatever. At least both extremes are to the point where it's even I would say it is a little more sympathetic to the left.
Well, obviously the center in any European country is more to the left than in America. But honestly, that goes back to the everything in moderation thing. Like there is just a fear of extremes. And I would even go so far as to say that's related to how no conversation is super interesting because no one's gonna express an opinion that's that crazy. Like,
no, you're right.
Sometimes I'm talking to people in Greece and I'm like, does anyone have any hot takes? Other than men are like this, women are like this, or like. Do you find like Greek men will often like preface the most banal observation with like this warm up as though they're about to say something so controversial.
That's really funny.
I've always said this, man. Like, this is one of the big tenets of how I live. You go to work, you come home. Like it's like what?
But I think that's also a puffed up sense of self importance.
Well, yeah.
That's the other thing. It's like you have nothing interesting to say, and every man does think they're the king of their little
crazy.
fucking family or surroundings or whatever the fuck. We have to do an ongoing series on Greece. Part one.
I'm ready and willing to come back anytime.
Part one, we wrapped that up, and now it's time to take these philosophers' minds.
But I have something for you that is related to Greece.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I brought you a bubuñana for my wedding.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Thank you.
It was over a year ago, so the kufeta are not going to be super fresh.
No, this is huge.
My sisters made it.
You, dude.
They got the evil eye.
I love the evil eye
from some store in Times Square.
I love. That's awesome. That's
and
fucking.
They made like 120 of them.
Wow, thank you. The bubuñana, a time honored Greek tradition.
There they are.
These are fucking good.
Not that many, but
Jordan almonds.
Yeah, Jordan almonds.
But I knew them as kufeta.
Kufeta, yeah.
And this is fucking.
Yeah,
sick.
and you can sort of make that into a little bracelet.
I will. I'm gonna copy you. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Of course.
What may you and your husband never become sexless roommates. Eldest, please play us some. Let's take our Socratic minds to our callers' problems here. What do we got?
Hey, Stavro, eldest and esteemed guests. My name is Angelos. That's Angelo for the rest of you, Kseni. As you can tell, I'm a Greek American.
Of course.
Love the show. I love the Greek American representation. We need more guys like you.
You're gonna love this one.
I love your stuff.
Maybe
but
just you.
I got a question about a friend of mine that I have. I've known him for my entire life. We grew up together, and he's the fucking shit.
Okay.
But I've got his wife, who, for the most part, is a pretty nice person. But I don't know, man. It always seems like she is kind of avoiding me and my wife. We've tried to be cordial when we invite them over for dinner or for like events. He always shows up. He's a bro. But his wife always happens to have something going on where she can't make it. I mean, she even didn't come to our wedding, which was kind of weird.
That's crazy.
Anyway, I don't know how to approach this. I don't know if you got any advice for me, but love the show and look forward to hearing from you.
Wedding is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. There are those partners that like weirdly never show up to stuff.
Yeah.
I guess my follow-up question, and this is just earnest and not funny, is like, is this a pattern she has with other friends too? Like, is she just someone who sort of doesn't like is introverted and doesn't like hanging out with her husband's friends?
Yeah, that's a very good point because you do have that is a rare person, but they
Yeah.
definitely do exist that just don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, like I'm more curious, how does she act when she is around you the few times that has happened? Like, is she
Right.
acting like in a condescending way, or like she doesn't like you? Because she could just not like being social.
That's possible. And like, do you have any hints that she doesn't like you, or that like this is there's some other thing here? I mean, you could say that the show don't tell principles that she doesn't like you because she didn't come to your fucking wedding. But like, why? Is there, do you have disagreements? Do you remember, we're getting one side of the story. Have you been a dickhead to her? Like, or were you a bad influence on your best friend, right? Like, people who've been friends forever.
Yeah.
Did you have a big cokehead phase? And were you the guy getting the bags? And he's sober and she's always worried. I mean, I'm obviously just digging for anything here where it's like, why would a wife not want? Because there's definitely valid reasons for wives not to want their husbands to be around their old friends, right? Sometimes that happens. Other times that's not the case. And as much as we do appreciate that you are a Greek, that actually is a negative. I know way more dickhead.
Most wives don't want to hang out with random Greek guys. Yeah. I also think you can, depending on how close this friendship is, you can go to your friend and be like, hey, like, haven't seen Stacy in a while. Like, maybe the four of us should get dinner. Like, would love to see more of her.
Well, that's what's also interesting here is like, how long has this been going? It seems like quite some time. Like Eldest, he said it's his best friend, right? It's his best friend, and like, how long have she been dating this woman? Did he give any time markers?
He said it was a longtime friend. Like, it sounds like they've been friends for a long time, but
how long is this relationship? Did he say? No, right?
No.
I also want to know what reason she gave for not attending the wedding.
Wedding is really crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But is there something we're missing here? Like, the introvert thing I like. What is your wife's read on this woman? Have they ever gotten along? Like, that could be it. I mean, do they not get along? Because that's,
we need a more context.
There's no way we can answer this without knowing what the possible causes could be.
It pains me because I want to be more helpful, and this guy seems very nice.
I want to be more helpful. I want to know more too.
Yeah.
As a nosy guy, I want to know what the fuck's going on.
He also seems very respectful. I kept waiting for like, and she's a real bitch.
Yeah.
But he
seems not to be
seems
that
very
way.
nice.
So I think you might be onto something with the like, there are those partners that just don't ever want to be anything. They're very introverted. And oftentimes actually those people date or end up with really extroverted people who want to go to everything.
Yes.
And it only exacerbates the like, if this fucking guy's at everything and his girl's not at anything, it makes it that much more, obvious. But I think you're right in that, look, the place to start is talk to him about this and be like, hey, is everything cool? Like, we really like your girlfriend. Like, we want, to, spend, is everything like, did something happen? Because, I always think like with my close friends, I would definitely have that conversation.
Totally.
Now probably I would have it sooner. I think the weird thing here is to wait. I mean, the no wedding is like,
I know.
Like, there must have been signs leading up to that, or like, I don't know. I think, but just like everything though, the best time to do it was, when it started. The second best time is to do it fucking immediately as soon as you realize it's still a problem. So have that convo, see what he says. It's a tough spot for his friend too, because when it's a significant other, it really introduces the dynamic that they might, that's one person above you that they might be covering for, right? Like if I'm having a conversation about like Eldest and his wife, it's like there's almost, I don't think Eldest would lie to me about anybody else's motivations if they asked him to.
Yeah.
Other than his, it's like a weird thing when you're like so close to someone and you're like, I can trust them on every single, they will tell me their true read on every human being on earth, but this one person. So that complicates it a little bit, but still, you're also able to read when someone's being a little diplomatic, when they're being like, oh, like you can see the hints. Like, does she not like you? Does she not like your wife? I don't know, but definitely start with the convo with your friend here. And like, I'd love to have a little more info though. I'd love to just like, do they ever
call
host
back.
anything?
I'll come back for the next Greek episode.
Do a live. Call back on a live call. I'd love to talk to you directly. But yeah, good luck. I don't know. Seems fucking weird. This would piss me off a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
The wedding is really the main one that I just with no other context have a real problem.
You know, it's funny, the wedding stuff. As someone who got married recently, like, you fall into everything you think you're too chill for. You immediately fall into. I know exactly who didn't get a gift. I know exactly who canceled last minute. I know exactly who like got too drunk. Like,
yeah, dude. Well, I do think, and the older you get, the more you're like, there's a reason these things are so load bearing in culture and society. It's like weddings, funerals, the birth of a baby. It's like there's a reason these are the rituals that have like carried on from antiquity, because it's like, yeah, these are moments where it's like, I mean, that's big. That's moments for big life changes. That's moments to like check in. I mean, that's when I had to talk. Me and my dad had not spoken for years. It was my brother's wedding, and it's like, well, I'm gonna have to talk to this fucking guy. So let's like check in on these certain things. So like for someone to just sort of be like, treat it like a work happy hour.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry if you're awkward.
Yeah, no,
you gotta go to the fucking wedding.
It's the definition of like disrespectful. Like, you're not respecting something that means something to this person.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. What else you got, little Eldest?
Hey, Stavvy, Eldest, and esteemed guest. I got a predicament. I really don't know how to deal with it. My mother, who I love dearly, is marrying a guy who, frankly, I hate. This is going to sound a little bit like I'm a kid. I mean, I think that they should get married if that's what they both want.
Oh, wow.
I just don't like this guy. He is a MAGA idiot. He makes pretty inappropriate comments regularly that I'm not going to get into, but he's not a very nice guy.
Too inappropriate
compared
for
to
this
my
podcast.
lovely mother.
To say secondhand.
You can't quote it. Go ahead, Eldest.
For perspective, they're both close to their 60s. They're just on the edge of their 60s, and she wants me to be the officiant at the wedding, and I really don't want to do that. I obviously am going to go, but I didn't say yes, but I sort of tacitly agreed that I'd probably do it. And it seems like it's something my mother really wants. I think maybe I just need to be an adult, but I also really cannot stand this guy.
Yeah, dude.
And I just don't know what to do. You know, he's been not just inappropriate and said shit that's, not politically correct, but he's also like, been kind of an asshole to me on several occasions when I was like not yet an adult.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, I don't know. Fuck this guy, but I love my mother. It's complicated, and I don't know what to do. So hopefully you can help me. Thanks, Stavvy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough. I mean, the problem is you were a coward when your mom asked you immediately. And I get it. It's complicated. You want to say no to your mom, but you've probably been avoiding this conversation about how much you hate this guy since you were 15. And you're saying you're not a kid, but like, if you've known this guy since you were a kid, psychologically, it's really hard not to give you credit. It's really hard not to just fall into that, like being a little kid and just trying to get through with this, like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll do it. I want to go back to my room and play GameCube. You know what I mean?
This is so classic, like Huffington Post article that's like, how to deal with your racist uncle at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, but the stakes are much.
The stakes are higher. I really feel for this.
Absolutely, and I think this is a tough one because, like, realistically, are you going to stop this wedding? No. Right? And so then if this is going to happen regardless, if you think this is too far gone, if you think like your mom is never going to listen to you about like how you don't like this guy, and it sounds like you've probably waited too long. Maybe there's a world where this could have been different, but it's not now. Then your real option is like just kind of make your mom sad. You know what I mean? Like if this is not going to change, then not officiating it this is kind of what we were just talking about like kind of suck it up and go. Now, you can also just take this time to be like, look, Mom, I love you. I'll always support you. I'll be at your wedding. I don't think I can do a good job at this. I'm not enthusiastic. I don't think this guy is a good match for you. I'm here for you no matter what. But like, I don't think I would do a good job because of my feelings towards fucking Bill or whatever the fuck the guy's name is. But if you're going to have that conversation, you have to have that real, you should have had it as soon as she asked you, and you should have it, you should let her know now. This is hard though, because I've obviously never been in this situation. I can't really speak to it. But I also have a sense of like, are you going to change it?
I sort of think this is going to sound, I don't know, passive or something, but unless this guy is running for office or like being violent or abusive,
right?
Basically, what you're describing is feeling uncomfortable around him, which sucks, and I have people like that in my life as well. But in this instance, you have to decide: is your relationship with your mom more important than like not feeling uncomfortable around someone you hate?
Right. That's a good point.
Like, I also think there's a way to give a wedding toast or officiate a wedding where you pretty much just talk about the person you do like, and then just like at the end be like, and Bill has made her even more herself. And like, it's like neutral enough. It's like neutral enough.
Yes.
No one's gonna know.
Right.
And it's not gonna be enjoyable. That said, if there's a world in which you think this isn't, you think you can step in, maybe it sounds to me like that's not happening. Also, I also get very offended and annoyed when people say awful things. But the truth of the matter is, there are people that like don't think that way. Like there are people that are able to coexist with someone that is like has like horrendous opinions and is constantly saying offensive things. And they like manage to intellectually separate that from who they really are, quote unquote.
Yeah, right.
Which has always been fascinating to me. And it's sort of like one of the core tenets of American politics.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it sounds like your mom is one of these people, unless she also agrees with him and she's also super MAGA.
Right, which if that's the case, then just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then like that's who your mom is. That's who she's gonna fucking marry. Now, and yes, I think you're right. If this really boils down to you don't like the guy and you're uncomfortable around him, then just whatever, man, whatever. Now, is abuse off the? He said he was an asshole to him when he was younger. What does that mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, did he fucking hit you when you were a kid? Because then you could be like, hey, Mom, this guy who used to fucking beat me, and says racist shit.
Right.
Like, and it wasn't like that's different. But again, if he just called you a slur and made fun of you for not having a girlfriend when you were 15, then
then suck it up, faggot.
Yeah. Thank you, George. God, it feels good to tell someone to do that. But no, it's like, but truly, it's like, yeah, if it doesn't reach the level of like abuse, if it's just he's just a dickhead, then it's like, sorry, man, that's tough. Like this, it is really hard for me to imagine a world. I mean, I guess it's not. I mean, I was like, where my mom marries someone I don't like, and I'm like, well, she married my dad. I guess I was thinking stepfather, but yes.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. So basically, the wedding is not going to change your life at all. You've already grown up with this person,
right?
And he will have the same exact role in your life that he did before. So we're talking about basically 20 minutes of your time, which is like the time that you're going to be there officiating.
Yeah,
and that's, I think, the biggest argument for sucking it up is like, this isn't a bigger deal than you biting the bullet and writing a little speech.
Totally. And in some ways you've been accepting this every day. You don't say shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, have you ever had this conversation with your mom? And it's like, it sucks that you're feeling it now, but it's like,
and I get the drama of like making it a fit. It's almost like your entire life you've been like, maybe things will change, and now it's like, no, they're actually solidified.
They're definitely not changing. Yeah.
And that does suck.
Totally. It sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah.
What is the flip side here? And there's no other. So I guess it really comes down to, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
You'll do something nice for your mom. You know, don't be cunty to the guy in the speech. Don't try and like, one little aside is not gonna make your life better.
Yeah.
But it will give him ammunition for the rest of his life to say you're a piece of shit to your mom. So just do it. If you're going to do it, do a good job. If you really feel you can't do it, then tell her that as soon as possible. But those are your options, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Good luck,
man. Fuck. That does suck. Eldest, what else?
Hi, Stav, and Eldest and guest. I just wanted to call in and I have a question about my wife. But before I get into that, I know, Stav, you have a tight foreskin. You talked about it a few episodes ago. Actually, I think it was a while ago.
Right.
I forget which episode exactly, but you were talking about your tight foreskin, how you struggle to get it past your head, and that it's affecting your sex life and not helping your tiny penis. I had a similar issue. I'm telling you that there's this procedure called a frenuplasty. It's not a circumcision, so before you get up in a bunch about that, it's not a circumcision. It's a frenuplasty. They cut that frenulum on the bottom of your penis. Your foreskin is able to retract normally, and you still have a foreskin.
They cut the frenulum on the bottom of your penis.
Bottom of my penis?
As in the bottom of the shaft?
Or the dick head?
On the underside of the shaft that like connects the foreskin to the tip of your dick.
I've seen something where they basically put a slit in your fucking dick skin, and I'm not interested in that. Frenuloplasty, what did he say it was called?
A frenuplasty.
Frenuplasty. Let's look this up real quick.
Did you read that Gary Steinkart essay about his botched adult circumcision?
No.
It really like scarred. I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing this. This looks fucked up, dude. Look, I've made peace with my cock. I'm not changing shit up.
Yeah.
I've learned how to fuck with it. I do have too tight a foreskin. We've talked about. It's nice to have 3 uncircumcised men on the pod all at once. That is nice.
Yeah.
This feels like community. You never see this. You never really
it's
see
true.
3 uncirced guys all together. But look, my dick is what it is. I've lived my life like this. You know what I mean? It's fine. I'm not going under the knife and potentially botching my dick any more than it already is. That's crazy.
Well, that was just a little note from him. He still has a normal question, unrelated, kind of a 2-parter.
And it covers your head because we have had kids in the car. She and I would just get for about 5. We were big potheads when we been together at all times, and then when you get hard, you even gain a little bit of length. Something to look into.
A little bit of length, huh?
My wife.
Okay.
We've been together for about 7 years.
Okay, hold on. Frenuplasty. All right, I'll look into this more. Go ahead, Eldest.
I've been together for about 7 years, married for about 5. We were big potheads when we first met. She and I would just get high, smoke, and then just fuck in the car. Recently, because we have had kids, 3 kids in a row. Actually, we're Mexican. We have 3 kids back to back. And she, by force, obviously had to stop smoking and drinking, all that. I'm not a big drinker, but big pothead. Sure. She wants me to stop smoking. It's a big point of contest. It's a big problem for us. We argue about it. I try to prove that it's, not that bad, that I'm fine. I'm still there for my kids. I still, play with them while I'm high, things like that. But obviously she notices something that I don't. It's hard for me to change. She's a little bit older than me. She's 32. I'm 28. But yeah, she wants me to stop smoking weed, and I'm just looking for advice on how to do that. I know you've struggled with it in the past as well. I get off of it for a couple weeks, even months sometimes, but I just get that craving and fall right back in. So any advice on that? Also, she was in a 9-year-long relationship with a woman before she met me, and I thought threesomes were going to be a given in our relationship. That hasn't yet happened. I have brought it up to her. She doesn't want to do that. Anyway, I can maybe try to gaslight her into giving me a threesome.
This guy's awesome. He's trying to sexually barter.
Literally every call on your podcast ends with, also, I thought threesomes were going to be more of a given.
This guy's like, I've started this whirlwind romance from a woman who's changed who she wants to love because of me. Now I thought I'd be getting double sucked as a result. I mean, that's so funny.
We're starting with a complaint she has. So this is no offense to this particular person. This is just a pattern.
Of course.
It's like, it's very male to be like, so my wife keeps telling me to do this thing. It's the only thing she requests of me, and I refuse to do it. By the way, she's not blowing me enough.
Yeah, she's not getting a hot bitch to blow me with her. I mean, dude, yes, this is a very funny call. This really is the podcast in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's circumcision talk. It's pothead struggles with pothead, and it's like trying to get unearned pussy from your wife, or with your wife, I guess. But look, man, you got little kids. Like I've struggled with this, and I'm actually in the throes of it right now. I started smoking again, and I think I have to pull the plug again. It's just not helping anything.
You weren't smoking for a year?
I was completely sober for a year, and then we went on tour, and I was pretty fucked up. But I was just smoking weed in a take the edge off after a hard night.
Not before show.
Not before show. It was a strictly, at the end of the night thing. And then once the tour ended, I didn't smoke again. I was like, I should be sober. And then I've just had like I don't know. It's just, I've had when everything starts to unravel, you're like, why don't I get fucked up and eat the whole pizza? I've just had that. I've had a very stressful couple, I thought this would be a very relaxing month, and it turned out to be incredibly, my fall turned out to be way busier. So anyway, I'm struggling with that, and I've turned to my vices, but I've realized they're a problem, right? Like, I've stopped smoking to get ready for a comedy special. You're talking about you won't stop smoking for the early development of your 3 children. And I know it sucks to be like, that's a long time, because it is, right? If you have like, they have 3 kids. Did he say their ages? I don't think he did, right? But
3 kids at 28, and before that, she had a 9-year relationship, so they must be very young.
Very young. The youngest one's probably a baby. It's like, dude, you gotta. Like, I hate, and especially if your wife is like, come on. I just think, I hate to break it to you, you gotta stop smoking, especially when they're really young. And because here's the thing, it's not that I might even be on your side where you're like, you're probably playing with your kids, you're probably doing, but it's like, you can't smoke because when your kids are that little, you're always on call. An emergency could happen at any fucking time. Do you want to be the guy who fucking can't drive his kid to the hospital because he just ripped a gravity bong? Do you want to pause Aqua Teen Hunger Force to take your kid to a fucking specialist? I don't think you do, man. You got to stop smoking weed, and don't barter a threesome if there's never been any indication at all on her part that she's into that.
I mean, I just know that, and all my love to him, this guy's going to quit for a month and be like, now can we have a threesome?
Yeah, of course.
But I do want to say, I agree with everything you're saying. However, even if you do think you're going to be completely 100% while smoking, you have to just see it as a favor to your wife.
For sure.
Like, she's just had 3 kids, and she's asking you this one thing. And I understand the impulse to argue with it, but you just have to be like, even though I think I'm right in my head, I'm doing this as a favor to you.
Totally.
And it is a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice.
I'm not gaining. You might feel like you're not gaining anything from it, but it's not about that. It's about doing a favor for the woman who just had 3
of your kids.
children.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's the thing. It's like, look at it as a favor to both of them. It's a favor to your wife, and you will be a more present father. Even if you're okay now, you will be better. And don't you want to be the best dad you can, especially when they're young? I'm fine with checking out a little bit. Once your kids are in middle school, start getting high. Like, look at it again when they're older. But right now, it's clearly important to your wife. And also, we don't have the context. You might be a fucking mess. You know what I mean? You might really be too fucking high, and she might be 1,000% right. But just in case, even if she's not, just fucking do it as a favor to the people you should love the most in the world, your wife and your young children. And don't bring up the fucking threesome stuff. Was there more? We were laughing at him. He was basically saying he's like, maybe if I don't smoke, I could get a threesome. Is that basically what he was saying?
I think just because she was in a relationship with a woman, he was like, okay, so she's bisexual. That means threesomes are on the table.
Yeah.
I think he kind of just threw that in. I don't know if he was even trying to make the connection.
Okay, good. Well, don't think about that right now. Especially, like, dude, 3 young kids, crazy. Your life is gonna be really, and look, it might be the kind of thing where it's really hard on her, and she might even just be like, he's smoking weed, I can't fucking breathe, I don't have a moment to fucking spare, but he has time to get fucking high. And she's probably right about that, dude. Like, again, seeing my friends have babies, and seeing, even when the dad wants to help, how much a baby wants its mom compared to his dad. He doesn't give a fuck about his fucking dad. So everything you can do to help when your kids are this young, just fucking do it, man. Just fucking do it. You'll be all right. You'll smoke weed again, and then who knows?
And you're a young dad. You're gonna be like, have your second act at 45.
That actually is. I'm actually really jealous of that because like you're gonna be retired by the time I have a kid. If I even fucking have one, I might.
You can smoke so much weed. 45 is like young. Like it's young. You're gonna have the best time. You can go on big trips.
Yeah.
Your kids will visit. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Just stop smoking weed for now, man. You can do it. And if you want help with it. I'll be honest with you, it's tough. Like the beginning is tough, but just once you get going, it's not that hard. I mean, the first couple weeks are hard, especially if you use weed to go to sleep, whatever. But like, eventually hopefully you're so busy and you're so tuckered out from fucking raising your kids that like, it's just too much. And then maybe there's a compromise. Maybe you can fucking, I don't know. Maybe you give her a weekend where you watch the kids, with a family member or a friend or something, and then maybe you get a weekend to just go fuck off every couple months, like, and then you can smoke weed, whatever. But like day to day, I think it's good. It's for the best. I hate to break it to you. You're never worse off if you stop smoking weed. You're never less creative. Like everyone's like, oh, I'm creative. No, you're bad. You're worse at everything. You're just having it's just more fun watching Tubi. That's the difference. Next question, Eldest.
Stavvy, baby. Eldest, esteemed guest. I am trying this again because I definitely fucked it up the first time, but I am a young 24-year-old male and recently out of a relationship, working on myself. Things are going well. And there is this girl that I work with who I'm not going to say her name, obviously, but she's very Greek.
Okay.
She is extremely Greek.
Maria Menounos.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of...
I work at the commercials before movies. Sorry, keep going, Eldest.
More of an out there guy, and she's a more reserved kind of gal. So I'm trying to, throw out some vibes, see how things are. She did get me a gift for my housewarming party that I invited her to.
She's Greek.
But she did not end up coming to, but still got me a gift. And
that's nice.
I was kind of like, okay, all right.
Well, she didn't come, but she got me a phone.
And we talk at work and, have good times and stuff like that. So she's extremely Greek. She's very reserved in terms of like, she's not kind of a nerd. Basically, she's a STEM girl. You know how they are.
Sisters.
I know.
But yeah, brother. I just need some like game. Basically, my question is like, can you put me on game? Like, can you help me?
You want me to put you on with a Greek girl I don't know?
Goddess, this fucking biddy at work. I don't know if that's like fucking speaking Greek to her or like cooking her Greek meat. I don't fucking know what the fuck. Put me onto some game, my guy. Also, side note, you're the fucking greatest stand-up comedian out of the DMV.
Thank you.
Fuck them other motherfuckers.
Well, some of them are my friends.
We love you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for everything you put out. Much love. And you too, Eldest, I guess.
Okay. I like how he ended, being disrespectful to Eldest and complimenting me.
I hope he doesn't get Greek pussy.
I mean, this is describing... My middle sister is a Greek woman in STEM.
Yeah.
Who is... she's not reserved in the sense... She's like very funny, very outgoing, but I would imagine she is someone who is more reserved at work.
Sure.
She's not one of these people that's like, happy Friday,
of course,
like every day at the office.
Course.
That said, how would I advise someone who wants to fuck her? Well, you were saying that he shouldn't fuck his coworker, which I do think is correct.
Number one. I mean, here's the thing, right? His question is, hey, man, do you have any Greek insight on having sex with a Greek girl? And it's like, first of all, no.
Yeah.
Like, we're just from the same country. Do you have any insight on me fucking an American girl? But, I mean, I guess I could give you some. And look, we'll give you some general pointers about that, sure. But it's a girl that you're a coworker who generally you shouldn't try and fuck. And I have heard nothing from his retelling that makes it sound like this is someone who wants to fuck him in the least. Now, the gift, I think that's way more. She has some manners.
Completely.
And by the way, she re-gifted you a mug. There was a fucking vase or something she wanted to get rid of. You're a nice enough guy. And she was like, I'll put this in a fucking bag. I'll put a little bow on it. I'll give it to fucking whatever the
I
fuck.
would even say housewarming gift is like sexless. Like it is something.
Kind of is.
It's like something you do give to someone you want to be friends with.
Well, I guess it also, what was the gift?
I don't want him to get Greek pussy, but I do think I'm like, would I ever get any coworker a housewarming
Well, you're an
gift?
Albanian boar.
Especially if
You're a boorish Albanian.
Especially if I wasn't going to their fucking party. I don't know.
Well, okay. First of all, like I said, you have no manners. You're classless. That's number one. Now to play devil's advocate, there are two readings on this. One is that she is an ultra conservative, ultra polite, really good, kind of reserved Greek girl who's like, oh, that's my work friend. I don't want to go to the party because I'm not going to go out drinking. What will Yaya say about that?
I have to go light a candle at church.
I have to go pray, but I will get him a fucking whatever. What the gift is kind of is interesting. Is it something that's easily regiftable? Is it something generic? Was there something that was even a little thought into it? Was there something, an inside joke? So there is one very generous reading that's like, she kind of likes him at least a little more than a regular coworker from that gift. Maybe, right? I'm more partial to the first read, but I'm open to that. That's the one sliver of silver lining that his recounting tells me maybe there's something. And okay, let's go with that logic, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then you just do it like anybody else you're interested in who might be a little reserved. You get to know her, you talk to her. Especially at work, it's not a good idea to, but if you're the kind of person who doesn't give a fuck about that, work's actually not a bad place to try and. That's why the whole work husband, work wife thing is so a part of our, understanding why it's having this big moment now, I think. Great Drewski skit aside, I think it is a little in the consciousness because that's one of the easiest places to slowly fall in love with someone.
I just went to a wedding of two people that met at work, and they're so in love, and I think it's going to last in there, and it's great.
Yeah, you have lunches, you have little inside jokes, slowly over time with no pressure. If, again, you are not worried about the ethical part of trying to fuck your coworker who might not be into it at all, and then if it's someone you get along with and you both don't care about the job, it's actually a great place to kind of slowly, with no pressure,
I agree,
get to know someone, and that's really it. There's no riz, there's no secret here. Now, what do I think is happening? There's a girl you want to fuck. And there's, nothing else about her really, right? Other than that she's Greek, and a guy who has a podcast that you like happens to be Greek. So you're like, I know the secret. But in reality, I don't even know that you have a connection to this person. I'm not really nothing is I'm getting no alarm bells ringing right now. But,
Well, okay. First of all, I actually want to completely. Both of us had such a negative reaction to the whole fucking a coworker thing, and I'm actually doing a 180 on that. I'm like, it's fine. If
it depends what your job is. Whatever.
If you're fine with it and she's fine with it, then I don't want to be a scold. And I do agree. Generally speaking, there's no secret to bagging a Greek woman.
Yeah,
but we could give him some things he could mention in passing.
Okay.
Like, guess what? Mention the Olympics.
Sure. That's true.
Just.
I've been reading the Odyssey. I've read this great translation of the Odyssey.
Of the Odyssey.
No joke. If a fucking person that I didn't give a fuck about at all dropped that, I'd be like,
that. Well, that's what I mean. And I actually think
that would work on me.
I think he's maybe framing it in a more dramatic way than it needs to be framed. But ultimately, the answer to the question of how do you get in with any Greek person is just express affection for Greek culture in any way, because that's all they want. Ask them about Greece.
Say, I've always wanted to visit.
Look up an island that isn't Mykonos or Santorini and be like, I've heard Folegandros is huge this year.
Right.
Be watch the one random Greek Netflix show and be like, it was served to me, and then I actually ended up watching the whole thing. And it's really good.
I like that.
Yeah. So I do think, and a little goes a long way.
Yes,
but she will appreciate it. Her face will light up if you suddenly tell her that. Did you know John Stamos is Greek?
Yeah. Uncle Stavros or cousin Stavros, of course. My claim to fame in elementary school. Yeah. Although I didn't like the prosthetic work they did on him. But I think like slow play it, slowly drop a couple Greek hints, try and again, I'm not, if you don't give a fuck about the job and you have any vibes and you're being respectful, that's fine. But where I will keep a little negativity about the fucking coworker thing is the second she makes it clear she's not interested, you have to fully drop it. Yeah. You can't like even bring it up again playfully like you might if it was somebody you went to like class with or something. Like that's when you have to drop it because now we're getting into harassing someone in their workplace territory. But provided that doesn't happen and you're just kind of slow playing it, you're becoming friends, whatever. Then if she's like kind of this reserved Greek girl, kind of be very traditional about it and understand this is going to be a long play. You're not like, and that's where I'm like, is this what you actually want? Do you want a long drawn out courtship? Because I think that's the way you actually end up with this girl.
Watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding and then and then see how you feel.
But you're gonna have to like slowly build stuff up over time. Make sure she's even interested so that you're not committing a crime, a workplace crime. And then like hang out outside of. She didn't even come to your fucking housewarming party. You're gonna have to get her outside of work at some point just to see if you have any actual, chemistry out in an outside of work environment. And then from there, it's like first date that's barely a date into like a nice, and then you kind of have to take her to like a nice dinner, ask her about a good Greek place, whatever. Like that could be good. Greek people love taking you to a Greek restaurant. And that could be kind of like a quasi we're friends, but maybe this is the turning point. Yeah. Hang out. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
You're gonna like entrap yourself into just learning about Greek culture. And like, and it's like gonna be like a comedy thing where she keeps thinking you're just interested in Greek culture. Right. Like, well, we could go to Astoria and like explore the scene there. Right. Like, yeah, that sounds
like,
great.
I really like this guy, but he keeps asking me about Greek
3 years later,
stuff.
You're like converting to Greek Orthodox, but you're still not.
She's getting married. You're like, I know. I'm gonna be the priest that marries them, and then I'll say no. I'll take it off. I want you. But yeah, dude, it's just like anybody else, but sprinkle a little Greek dust on there, and you'll be fine. Very funny call, though. I really have no indication that they have any natural chemistry.
I know. This is a pattern. There need to be better written female characters in these calls.
Let's see if Eldest breaks that pattern now. My hunch is no.
Hi, Stavvy. Hi, Eldest. Hi, guest. I've been a longtime listener, Patreon, and I love your cult movie.
Thank you.
And so, anyway, I'll just get straight to it. I'm calling because I like giving my fiance head, but we have a pretty significant size difference. Oh, wow. I'm like a third of his size. I'm about 5'2". Wow. He's like 6'2", and so
it's not really a
I like giving him head, but like my jaw flocks up, and it's kind of tough to go long enough or far enough.
I'm in a beautiful relationship.
Where he can come to completion before my jaw starts to kind of lock up, or I'm like actually gagging. And so, and he hasn't really, he doesn't complain, but
he doesn't,
I'd like to get him there more. And to tell you the truth too, we're engaged and I'm trying to convince him to let us do our wedding in Greece. So the better I can get my head game, I think the better a chance I have. Anyway, love you guys. Love the show. Would appreciate any advice.
So your other callers invented this character and she came to life. I was like, hey, you guys, so pretty much my life is giving my fiance head and I want to go to Greece.
Yeah, this actually sounds like the perfect woman.
I will say I'm 6'6". I have never had the problem
you don't
she's describing on this call.
That's because you have the same size penis as me, despite being a foot taller. Yeah, I mean, she's talking about his dick is big. She's small and his dick is big. And by the way, this is a little bit of like, can the 5'2" girls stay at 6 foot and under? What are we doing here?
This is a larger conversation.
This is a huge conversation.
No, because they are drawn to each other, big men and small
weird.
women.
And it's also like, it gets to a point where it looks fucked up.
Yeah, guess what? It's pedophilic. And you guys need to knock it off.
Man. It really is fucking strange. And I don't even give a fuck.
Even with two guys, I was trying to I was trying to work out this theory that there are two kinds of men. There are ponies and horses. And it's like, if you're a pony, you should not get with a horse.
Right. Ponies stay with ponies.
Because there are some men that are like large enough that I'm almost like, they're almost like that, like animated porn where it's like a giant.
Yes,
that's like sure. Fucking the ear of, or like a small person fucking the ear of a giant or something.
Right.
That said, at this point, they're engaged.
Sure, it's you found love.
How do you feel about like the idea of needing to come from a blowjob? Is that important to you? I'm like, if it's not to completion, just like move on to something else.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice to get it in the mix every once in a while. I think it's nice to be like, all right, tonight we're nutting off head, even if it takes a little longer, or whatever. But no, I don't think it's. I think, and this has actually been. We've said this before on the podcast. Just getting your dick sucked is like a lot of women we've found out will stop giving head in relationships because they think they have to suck to completion.
Well, this is so fascinating. Yeah, it had never occurred to me because I have the same anatomy as
sure.
as the person I'm the person I'm blowing.
You guys are ponied up.
Yeah. No,
couple
we're ponied
ponies.
Up. Yeah. That's of course they would think that because that's like what they are led to think, and also it makes sense to be like, well, that is the goal, that is the task at hand, and I am either succeeding or failing.
Yeah, I see a blowjob to completion as a fun little treat. It's like you don't get a fucking you don't get a chocolate croissant also, with coffee every day.
Sometimes I don't need to be like
yeah.
It's like you want a little treat.
Of course, just get to prime the pump. I think what you're doing, he's never complained, right? You said he's never complained.
Yeah.
He's pumped. And if you just really do your best effort, even twice a month, you're miles ahead of the game. And if you're just sucking dick with fervor to the point, like, don't tucker yourself out. You're not, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I can't teach you over this podcast how to unhinge your jaw like a cobra. I don't fucking, like
this 6'2" guy. It's like never been told no in his life. If he had a complaint, he would express it.
Of course, yes.
Like that's the thing.
100%.
He's not being like, well, he's not like in therapy being like, how do I verbalize this?
Yeah.
Like, if he had an issue with your blowjob strategy, he would have said something.
Huge dick, 6'2", he's fine.
Literally, yeah, huge dick, 6'2".
His life's
like,
great.
My fucking fiance.
She won't blow me to completion every time.
Her mouth is too small.
Yeah, her mouth is too small. It makes my dick feel too awesome and huge. He honestly probably thinks it's awesome that you're struggling to suck his dick, unfortunately.
No, totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's probably like, nice. That's how big my shit is. So yeah, dude, you're good.
Yeah, you guys are going to make it.
You honestly are going to make. That's the right attitude, though. I like where your head's at. You kids are going to be fine, and I think you keep sucking dick at this rate. Basically, we've unlocked something in you because you think you're already got a perfect score, and to completion every time is like, I mean, that's insanity.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And also, by the way, you don't even want that every time. You want to fuck. Yeah, I think, and I even have friends who don't like getting look, as foreign as it is to me. I have friends who are like, I don't even want to get my dick sucked. I just want to fuck.
Why?
They're just like you just meet people who don't like getting head either way, men and women, and both of them don't make sense to me. That's not my community, but your fiance is probably pumped at what's happening right now, and you don't keep that as a little, like I said, a little treat, a special move is to just really, suck dick to completion.
Yeah, you've also brainwashed yourself with years of Stavvy's world. I would recommend, call her daddy, like Amy Poehler podcast. Like, let's get some women.
Sucking dick coming up on Good Hang.
Yeah, Good Hang with Amy Poehler.
Call her daddy's got to talk about.
Well, yeah, I guess yeah.
Cardi B was on there talking about like double sucking a guy with a beautiful woman.
Yeah,
I saw that clip. I was like,
Fresh Air with Terry Gross.
Terry Gross has not ever talked about sucking dick. I'm sure about that. And I'm a long-time listener.
Me too.
Yeah. Sure, open up your media diet a little bit, but keep sucking dick. That's my take. Excellent, excellent. That's pretty fun. Do you have something quick and fun to go out on, Eldis?
Hey, Stav, Eldis, esteemed guest. I don't have a question. I just kind of have a story. One of my best friends growing up was Albanian too, and I remember the first time I ever like slept over at his house in like middle school or some shit. I woke up in the middle of the night and his Albanian dad, just super Albanian, name was Luigi, was just sitting in his room shirtless, cleaning his shotgun. I was like 12 at the time. I had no idea what to do. I saw him. We locked eyes. He knew I saw him, and he just kept cleaning with his shirt off.
Respect.
And that stuck with me for a long time. And not in a bad way, but I think it's a cool way to live. So, and anyway, second thing was I gotta say, the love of my life is Greek, and had the absolute biggest, fattest titties you ever seen in your life. Wow. We went on one date and never talked again.
Oh,
anyway, love the show. See you guys around.
Never
Bye.
talked again?
Wow.
What's she up to? Send us her IG. This might be my wife. He said the love is... So basically, this call has a lot in common with our coworker caller. So there's a Greek woman he wants to fuck, and he's elevated her to
This is crazy. It's like men fetishizing Greek women and a woman being like, how do I suck cock more? Where do you find these people?
I don't know. This is great producing by... I'm sure we have thousands of real questions in there, but Eldis has done a very good job to narrow these down. George, thank you so much, man. This is so fun. Watch the special, everybody. A Sense of Urgency.
Yes, that's right. It's everywhere. Yeah, just look up my name and you'll find it. Amazon, Apple, whatever.
We'll link to it on all the clips and everything.
And Stav, it's an honor to be here. I do want to say, not to blow too much smoke up your ass, you know, for anyone wondering what kind of guy Stav is, I texted him yesterday and I was like, can I do the podcast to promote the special? We hadn't talked in like over a year, and you immediately said, we actually are all booked, but we can do a bonus episode for you that comes out when the special comes out.
It'll be around
and
there.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, dude. You caught us in a nice time where we're trying to get everything done, so it worked out perfect.